Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizenship Showdown 2952. It is day 2 and we have 8 more hours to go. A bit slow today apparently. We have the RSI Scorpius versus the Vanguard Warden, and this is very interesting because we have a brand spanking new ship versus I would say a very stable workhorse in the military lineup per se, and it's one of my favorite ships actually. One of the best, in fact, best PvE mission running ship. And we're gonna go a little bit deep dive on why I like the Vanguard Warden versus the RSI Scorpius and what ship should you actually pick if you want to fly solo / multi-crew / with friends, right? So before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow, and let's check out these two ships. So before we go there, of course we want to do a little recap. So yesterday, obviously the Redeemer won because it is a community favorite ship. The Gladius is, well, that's how it is, right? They want cool skin for the Redeemer. That's fine by me. Now, for the RSI Scorpius versus the Vanguard Warden, if we talk about spanking new ship, obviously the Scorpius is a newer ship. But the problem is price tag. So the Scorpius, I think it's $220 versus the Vanguard Warden at $265. Right? So I'm going to just bring up the pledge store and make sure everything is cool. But before we begin, now, the reason why I like the Vanguard Warden over the RSI Scorpius is very simple. The Vanguard Warden is technically a long-range fighter, or rather long-range heavy fighter, whereas the RSI Scorpius is more in between mid-range and long-range, not mid-range and long-range, between medium fighter and heavy fighter, because it's technically not a heavy fighter due to the weapon armaments that is on the ship. Sure, it is a 2-pilot ship, and the Vanguard Warden is also a 2-pilot ship, but the Warden, on the other hand, is technically 1+1 because you can work without having the turret, whereas the RSI Scorpius, it's a 2-pilot ship. You really need the co-pilot to man the remote turret. If not, you're getting very, very, very horrible DPS. And how bad is that? Yeah, I have some calculations over here for you. So if we look at the RSI Scorpius, the loadout is size 3 weapon hardpoint on the wings. If you gimbal it, it will be size 2. Very sad, right? So we have a little bit of lower DPS if it's a gimbal ship. And you want to run gimbal on the RSI Scorpius because the weapons are just way too far apart, right? X-Wing, yeah. But if you want to run fixed, that's fine as well. You get more DPS, that's for sure. However, the remote turret, this guy over here, carries 4 size 3 weapons. That's right, they are size 3. So technically speaking, if we were to mount it to the most highest weapon loadout we can get, is 4 on the wings and 4 on the turret. So 4 and 4. If you are flying solo, you are literally outputting 50% DPS, or 50% total DPS, which is shit if you're gonna fly solo. And that's why the RSI Scorpius is not that great for a solo pilot, but very good when you fly with friends. That's 100%. And that's that. That's the only good point about the RSI Scorpius. Whereas the Vanguard Warden, if you're talking about DPS, we have a nose gun of size 5 weapon hardpoint, so you can mount a size 5 weapon, which is a big deal in my opinion. If you run fixed, and Vanguard Warden, you want to run fixed because the nose gun is a size 2 fix as well. So if you're gonna run fixed, might as well just go all fixed. And plus, it's a nose weapon or nose gun, nose turret or nose mounting point. Yeah, run fixed. It's 100%. You get way more DPS than actually get way more DPS by doing so. And how much DPS are you outputting versus the RSI Scorpius? Yeah, I think it's quite a lot. So if we were to Okay, size 4, we are outputting about 1000-ish sustained DPS if we are using a ballistic Gatling. And if you're asking me how do I get all the stats, it's from DPS calculator. I'm going to put the link down below. This is my handy website, or rather a community website, a website built by the community, and it's awesome, fantastic. Whereas the RSI Scorpius per gun, you are looking at what, 153. This default loadout is the laser repeater, so and then the turret in total is about 1001. I'm gonna put 1100, so it's the same. No, sorry, size 3. This is size 3, this is size 2. That's why size 2 has less DPS. Oof, that's a lot of lit. Oh no, that's bad. That's bad because the Warden itself, the pilot, has the same amount of DPS versus the Scorpius. By default, everything on the pilot, that means you're getting 100% DPS on the Vanguard Warden with the same loadout as the Scorpius, because nose gun 4 size 2 and 1 size 4. This is size 4. We haven't hit size 5. Size 5 is higher. Yeah, no, DPS wise, Vanguard Warden win, just outright. And if you're asking about the turret gets an extra 1k DPS, so yeah. Of course, this is a ballistic, right? If we switch to laser, it's less DPS. Okay, if I'm gonna switch to laser, just for the sake of it. So if we switch to laser repeater, yeah, then that's a little bit sad because size 4 has not that great DPS in my opinion. But if we say change to laser cannon, okay, not bad. Okay, so it's not really 100% more damage. 100% damage versus the Scorpius, okay, because we are using a different loadout, because laser repeater versus laser repeater, yeah. And then if we switch everything to laser repeater, then the Vanguard Warden is less DPS, because right now there's all ballistic, so ballistic is different story. Yep, my mistake, small little fix over there. And the deal breaker why I choose the Vanguard Warden over the RSI Scorpius. The Vanguard Warden has a bed, and it has an internal crew quarters, so you can actually do delivery mission as well. And that's it. That's one of the reasons why I like the Vanguard Warden, hands down one of the best PvE ship. PvP, this guy's a bit slower, so RSI Scorpius takes the win, right? If you do PvP. And if we look at the price tag, how much more money am I paying to get more utility? Surprisingly, it's not that much. All right, so we got the highest price. So let's check out Eclipse. No, Warden 260, Scorpius 240. Wow, $20 more. Yeah, no, the Warden wins, just hands down. Utility wise, everything. Pay extra $20 gets everything good. Sure, the RSI Scorpius might out DPS depending on the loadout, but with the correct loadout versus on the Warden, yeah, it will just beat out Scorpius straight away. My vote goes to the Vanguard Warden easily, even though RSI Scorpius is a spanking nice ship, X-Wing, but old workhorse is the best. So my vote goes to Vanguard Warden. And if you want to really pick up a ship, I actually would recommend the Warden. If you want to spend that much amount of money, $240 is a lot of money, but then again, top up $20 extra, Vanguard Warden, I think that's a no-brainer in my opinion. Until then, that's all I have for you. We have 8 more hours, 44 minutes. Until then, see you guys tomorrow. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse. Yeah, most likely. It's tough, you know. I have a feeling the community wants the RSI Scorpius, but for me, yeah, Warden is the way to go.